My mum is amazing.
My mum is my rock.
My mum is the friendliest person in the whole wide world.
My mum is kind.
My mum is loving and caring.
Hi, my name is Gareth Fisher and I'm a child who's lived with my mum for 14 years. I'm going to show you how it feels living without your child from a mother's point of view.
My first interviews that I undertook were at a Match Mothers meeting, and this is what I found out.
What does the charity do for you?
I think I'm at a point in my journey for being a mother apart from the child where it's less about what the charities do for me and now more what I can do for the charity.
Well, for me, it's a source of support by other mums who understand the issues that I go through.
Match Mothers is a charity that supports mothers living without their children. It allows them to be heard and to express their painful stories. Match Mothers is like Fathers for Justice, but not as well known. I want to see if they want to change that. Do you personally think that it's time that Match Mothers as a charity becomes well known like Fathers for Justice, and why?
Yeah, because it's amazing how many mothers are in this situation.
It would be better to raise the awareness because there's probably a lot of people out there who don't know it exists. I haven't heard of it before when I came across it on the internet. Yeah. And I think probably if we got more people involved, you'd get a wider range of situations.
The next couple of interviews that you are going to see were very emotional because of the stories that were told. Here they are. Do you stay in contact with your child?
I try.
But you don't?
No, I've not seen them since March 15th. I went to see a relative who's very poorly in America in November 11 when the boys were 4 months old. I came back and he'd moved out of the house and he'd moved all the furniture out. I came back to an empty home with no support network.
That's horrible to hear.
The father is abusive and he's got the oldest two being abusive to me. So there is no contact between us.
I have very limited contact with her.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to phone her, but she lets me text her.
I interviewed a child who's lived without his mum for many years, and here is what he had to say. What does it feel like living without your mum?
Well, to be honest, I wouldn't know any different, as I've lived with my dad since, mum and dad split up when I was 2, so I wouldn't really know any different. So I'm not really sure how I would feel like with mum and without.
Do you know whether your mum is part of Match Mothers?
Yes, she actually is.
What do you think of the charity?
I think it's a really good charity, as mums that feel insecure about not living with their children and they need some support by other mothers, and it really helps them because they need help sometimes.
Yeah. Last question. Does your mum tell you that she misses you, and what do you do about it?
My mum does tell me and my brother that she misses us, and it can be quite upsetting, but we make her happy because the days when we're with her, we spend good time with her and make her enjoy it.
A father can also go through pain due to living without their children. I asked the father a few questions to see his points of view. As a father's point of view, how does it feel living without your child?
It's hard. Obviously, your mum and I have got you two, so we have shared custody with you two. So it's hard from the point of view you miss out on bits of your son's life.
Because you're a father living without your child, are you part of Fathers for Justice?
No.
Why?
Fathers for Justice, what happened in the past in my life. I think Fathers for Justice went through a phase they were all out for publicity and doing wacky things, and it just wasn't me.
Yeah, I see. Do you know about Match Mothers, and what do you think of it?
Yes, I do know about Match Mothers because your mum was the treasurer of it for a while. What do I think of it? I think it's a good charity. It gives them a voice, helps them with support, stuff like that.
As you can see, there is a difference of 3.8% of fathers living with their children rather than mums.
Throughout my documentary, I learned that Match Mothers charity truly does help out mums living without their children. The things they hear at the charity relates to them, and it helps them out understand in more depth what is actually happening. I also found out that a father wouldn't join a charity, Fast for Justice, due to the silly things they do. Most of the interviews that I did didn't have a bad outlook. That is because the mums are talking to the children as I talk right now. And I'm very happy with this because every child should have a mother figure in their life. Next time you argue with your mum, just think how lucky you really are. Thank you.